Hey, how you going?
Hello. We are back here. Hello. Oh no, I won't do that one.
Hello.
I was just walking past the window.
Believe it or not, we are back.
We are. God, it feels like forever.
I got to say, I hope you have got the cuppa ready to go, and maybe you have 3 kettles on the run. Because how many weeks has it been?
Way too many.
Way too many weeks. So, so it's fantastic to be back on board. And streaming again.
Yes.
I got to my first trial last weekend.
I don't even think someone did make it coming, with the weather. I think there was quite a few wise people who stayed at home.
Oh, yeah. Someone must have got onto the bomb. And
well, see, I was even wiser.
Yeah.
I preempted really crap weather, so I did a knee injury, a trial 2 weeks beforehand, just so I had a really good excuse.
Oh, that's true. You were pretty wise there, Jess.
Oh, I was.
I tell you what, I mean, I've been riding trials for over 40 years, and that is my once in a 40-year trial. I have never ridden in hail before.
Oh God, I've never had to hold down a tent so many times because I thought it was going to bloody fly away.
Oh mate, there was some carnage on lots of fronts. So things like Paul Peacock's quick shade.
That's not a quick shade anymore. That's just I wouldn't even call it a shade. That's a crumpled pile of metal.
I know, and a poor gentleman, I don't know who it was, but had the top of his barrel blown off after drowning at big time, which we're going to talk a bit about drowning bikes and that. But and there were a few injuries on the weekend. What's the name? I managed to injure young Jack. I was supposed to be catching him. And I did catch him, but he landed on me, and I underestimated how heavy he was. I mean, he pushed me into the water, so I went underwater, and he was on top of me, and he bashed his leg and that. But speaking of injuries, it's great to see young Deacon back riding black plate, and he toughed it out and finished the trial. So well done there, Deacon. Awesome ride there, mate. I'm off the injury list. I rode the last trial.
Well, we're really doing a tag team, really,
And now you're on the injury list.
Well, I kind of felt really bad that we sold your bike from underneath you. You never got to ride it.
Never even saw it.
No, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm officially out. Most probably for a
till next season. From what I gather?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do they call it again?
I have torn my ACL completely.
ACL completely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's a few other little bits and pieces going in and around there.
Okay.
But how white the poor girl was on Friday after my MRI, after seeing it all there on the screen, and she's like, how you're walking, how you're in no pain is just beyond me. Don't do any vigorous exercise. Don't do anything. It was almost like, go directly to jail. Don't pass go. Don't do this. Don't do that. Just go straight to your doctor. And even, walking in there all fine. Yeah. The doctor's like, it does not make sense.
Yeah.
So,
I can kind of understand that, just because a lot of things you just don't make to be.
So yes, I think Phil, Drew, and I need to compare knee surgeons and
Phil's still not on board yet.
No, hopefully the shoulder's better.
Yeah.
Because he did dislocate the shoulder. That was what was that? That was immediate metals. So that was a good month ago.
Oh.
So hopefully that's on the mend. But yes, just the
And thanks to Sue, because Sue Baldwin's still on the injury bench, and she loaned me her brand new TRS to ride at that trial, which I certainly put it through its paces, and I tell you what, I must admit I really loved it. I mean, it is a detuned 250, which we detuned it specifically for Sue. But I tell you what, I mean, it was awesome. Awesome that I even beat Simon Thomas by 2 points. So.
Oh, you love that, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Back in from a neck injury and you already take out first place, you cheeky bugger. I'd be careful. I'd say next thing, watch your knees next
Yeah, I go so I might end up.
You might be a bit of a Tonya Harding.
Yeah, and I think Stewie McNaught is maintaining his love of the Taylor's Farm Bullsbrook by another big crash, apparently.
Yeah, he looked pretty sore.
Yeah, poor bloke. I hope you're all good, Stewie. So, no worries. So, what are we going to talk about on the show today, Jess?
Flooding, which is just quite ironic after the floodwaters that were released on Sunday.
Yeah, so I thought we'd talk a little bit about flooding, both with either water or fuel. So we're going to kind of cover both of those. We've got lots of news about bikes and products too, and that sort of stuff, and protectors and things like that we've got come in. So so I thought I'd cover flooding, as in water flooding first, and particularly after the last event, the one must-do job before your next event will be to pull your carby off your bike, completely service your carby, drain the water out of your bowl, and ensure you're all ready to go for the next trial. Now, we've done segments on carbies before, on how to strip them down, how to clean them out, and all that sort of stuff. So if you're tech-minded and can go back and find them, by all means, do that. But first of all, I thought I'd talk a little bit about the ingress of water into your carby and how water can get into your carby. So there's probably quite a number of ways. First of all, down through your throttle cable, they always have a rubber boot on your throttle cable. So just check your rubber boot. Water can run down your throttle cable and through the top of your carby where your adjuster is. The other point of entry could possibly be where your cap screws onto the top of the carby. A lot of carbies will either have a gasket or an O-ring to seal that top cap there. The other way water can get down into your bowl is through your balance tubes. Now, on this carby here, this is a little baby carby off one of the little Mini 50 Vertigos. But all carbies will have balance tubes. Neil's telling me to bring it up a bit closer. So all carbies will have balance tubes. Now, the balance tubes are to allow air in and out of your bowl. So as your bowl fills up with fuel, then the air needs to go out, and then of course as your fuel bowl empties, the air needs to go back in. So that's what your balance tubes are for. Now, quite often you'll see your carby will have some rubber hoses running down, so it's a good idea to ensure you got your rubber hoses on those and have them hanging down a bit so water can't splash up easily into your carby. So that's the other way. And of course, the other way water can get into your carby is when your air box is completely full of water and it gets water sucked through your carby. You end up with water in there as well. So a tip is to give your carby a good service before the next trial, because if you rode at the Bullsbrook trial, I'll bet you pretty well you've got at least a little bit of water sitting in your carby. No doubt about that. But what's the trick? What's the trick to do if you've drowned your bike in the water and the bike's gone under while it's running and it's sucked a great big mouthful of water in?
You get it on its back and you pat it.
Well, you're pretty well...
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Like that. Get it out.
Spit it out. Spit it out. No, we're not talking about choking.
Oh.
That's a different thing. But,
okay.
But Jess is pretty well right, okay? So...
that was a good guess.
Not quite the padding bit, but anyway. But if you do drown your bike... So first of all, there's two distinct differences between a two-stroke and a four-stroke technique. Now, if it's a four-stroke, just leave it in the water. Don't worry about it. Use it as an anchor or something. No, I'm only joking. I normally reserve that for Dick Yates. So.
Sidecars.
Oh, sidecars too. No, I'm only joking. So, what's the name? Predominantly this is predominantly for a two-stroke, but it applies equally to the four strokes and stuff as well. the first thing you need to do is pull your air filter out.
I guess really the first thing you have to do is pull it out of the water so it doesn't blow the head thingy thing that you talked about.
Generally, people pull them out of the water because they're in the way of the next person riding into the section. So normally a few people get in there and drag them out of the way. So get out of the way. So whip your air filter out. Drain all the water out of your air box as best you can. Take your spark plug out. Stand the bike upside down on its handlebars with the spark plug out, and just simply pump the kickstart and pump all the water out of your motor, because if you've taken a great guts full of water, it'll fill up your crank. So that's how you pump all the water out. So pump it all out like that. Now, if with a CDI bikes, if you're pumping a bike over without discharging the spark, it's always recommended to have your kill switch off, so that you're actually discharging your spark. So that's always, the reason for that is they say in your CDI are capacitors that charge up, and then they discharge as you spark. So it's not a good idea to kick over a bike with a spark plug out and without the kill switch switched on. In other words, with your lanyard off. So that's just a tip there. Pump all the water out of your bike, and then pop your plug back in, stand the bike back up, and try and get it started. Now, you're going to have some water in the carby, right? Ideally, the sooner you can get the bike running, the better. Okay. Now, generally, and certainly in our trials, generally guys don't carry tools and stuff like that to be able to strip the carby and clean it all out there and there on the circuit. But the sooner you can get the bike going, the better. And if you can get the bike going and get yourself back to the pits, and then you can strip the carby down and clean the carby out of water and get the bike really running well. I always recommend that you take a spare air filter to a trial, particularly if it's a wet one like that, because then if you got your airbox all dried out, you can pop a brand new clean air filter in, and you're basically ready to go. Now, once you get your bike started, now the important thing is to make sure you run the bike for at least a half an hour or more. Now, the idea of that is to get the motor really hot and to evaporate all the moisture out of your bike. The worst thing you can do after drowning a bike is go, oh damn, I'm going home to have a shower, and you park your bike in the shed, and then a couple of days later you think, oh, I might go have a look at that. Because unfortunately you've had moisture sitting in your mains bearings and your big end bearings, and that can cause damage. So the number one rule is to get your bike going, get it going for a good long period of time, have it dried out so that you're not going to have any water damage inside your motor. So that's just some basic tips on that. Have we had anyone hanging you know what on me?
Sue's not impressed that she now has to clean out a carby as well as cleaning the bike. Yeah, I would have said...
Sorry, yeah. Sue, I did say to you I was happy to bring it home.
I like that. Yes, Neil. But very cheeky of you. Sue needs to invoice you.
Deja. No worries. Now, the other flooding one, of course, can be fuel. You can flood your bike with fuel. So I thought we'd just quickly touch bases on this one, and I'm fairly sure we have on some of the earlier shows. But the old trick of either you've got a sticky float needle and seat, or you've got some dirt under it, or it's jammed, or whatever the case may be, your bike might be flooding and filling the bowl up and then overflowing into your crank and filling your crank right up. Often if you don't turn the fuel off and you park your bike in your shed and then come back to it in a couple of weeks' time, you might have a flooded engine with fuel. Now, the thing with the fuel, particularly being a two-stroke, if the fuel has evaporated, you'll have a whole pile of oil in the crank as well. So that gets onto the spark plug and fouls up the plug and everything like that. Now, the trick for getting rid of a flooded bike with fuel is similar to the water, except you don't have to turn it upside down. But again, what we normally do, obviously turn your fuel off, turn your choke off, remove your spark plug, disconnect your lanyard so that you're not creating a spark. Now there's two good reasons for this. One is that it's good for your CDI, not to be overcharging it. But the other thing is if you're going to be pumping excess fuel out of your motor through where your spark plug is, the last thing you want is a spark plug lead going zap, 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 trying to ignite it. So it's not a good idea to have your spark there sparking.
Happen, didn't it?
And it has happened, yes. Yeah, it has happened. So, remove your spark plug. Make sure your lanyard is off or your kill switch is on, so there's no spark. Pump the bike over, pump it over, and try and pump out the excess fuel. Quite often, now if you have a look at your spark plug and you'll go, well, how do I know whether the bike's flooded? You might ask that question. Pull your spark plug out, have a look at your spark plug. It'll be wet if it's flooded. Right? For a normal fuel air mixture, you won't see it like quite moist on there. You'll only really be able to smell the fuel on the spark plug. So that's how you tell your bike's flooded, by just simply looking at the plug, and if it's got moisture on it, i.e. fuel, then you know it pretty well it's flooded. So do that trick, whip your spark plug out, take your lanyard, kill switch off, pump all the excess fuel out, and then put your plug back in, turn your fuel on, and then go full throttle to give the bike as much air as you possibly can, and that'll help, and then you'll find it'll start to fire up. Another way of getting rid of all your excess fuel is if you've got someone that can tow you around or push you around. You can do it using that. So just have your full throttle on and have someone tow you or push you around, but you need to do it in about 5th gear. So you need a very tall gear to do it. So, and that's another way of just pumping all the excess fuel out, So that's
Richard and Sue want to know, how do you check if there's any water in the oil?
Any water in the oil? Well, if you've got a TRS 1, because that's what Richard and Sue have got, they actually don't have a sight glass on them. The RRs do, and I think later models are going to have a sight glass on. But not all bikes, I say probably 80% of bikes will have a sight glass on the side of the gearbox. So the first thing to do is to look there. If you don't have a sight glass on your bike, because I know there are a few bikes that don't have sight glasses on the side, then basically you've got to drain the oil and have a look at your oil. Now, if your oil is white and milky looking, you've got water in your oil. So that's how you tell. Basically by sighting the oil in your gearbox. That's the only way you can tell. And quite often, if you've got a water pump seal leaking and your coolant's leaking into your gearbox, what's the name? Peter Savion Blanc. He had a water pump seal leaking, and his gear oil was getting all milky. On his bike had a sight glass, so he could see that the oil was milky and that. So that's how you tell.
Cool.
No worries. Any other questions there?
No other questions and all that sort of stuff. So I reckon we can check out these incoming bikes. Or
so what do we got, Jess? What do we got coming up?
As in bikes or bikes? Well, the Beta have released the new. Would you say? Is it the My 22s? I get confused between Evos and factories and GPs and TRXs
I'm being very nasty to Jess.
It is. Yeah. I know there was a 22 in it.
Yes,
so
you're definitely right. No, the Beta have just released the Beta Evo 2022. I've got this 2022 bit. I've got to get my head around that. Just released the pictures. No specs are out as yet.
Yep.
But the pictures are out, and they will be up on our website.
Yep, we'll do website and
in the near future, no doubt.
In the next couple of days.
Gas 2022s are on their way as well.
Ooh.
So that's exciting, and actually there are pictures around of the gases. I know I've been away for about 6 weeks, so I'm a little bit behind the times on some of that. And also Gas have got some, as you know, some factory rebates on the 2021. So there's still a few 2021s left over.
Yep.
So there's a couple of bargains still to be got there. Now the big news is TRS.
That's a pretty big bit of news.
TRS are ADR, Australian compliant now, and you can register them. So that is big news, because I've often had people asking me over the years, can they get a licensed trials bike? Now, the predominant focus, of course, was on the X-Track, the TRS X-Track, and that's the reason why they got them ADR'd.
Because that's the cross between a trials bike and
and
kind
of an enduro. Like
because it's the seat that changes. The seat comes off.
The seat and the fuel tank component. But the base bike is the TRS-1 trials bike.
Yeah.
You know, so and so that they are going to be awesome. They are, because that's something that if you bought an X-Track, you can use it for your mountain goat tracks and your one trail stuff. That a lot of people who ride trials and do a little bit of dirt bike riding, that's generally what they like doing. So there's a licensable bike for you. So check out the X-Track.
And because then that would make it easier for insurance as well, because there's that bit of a thing because they're not a registered bike.
Yep. Yeah, so you wouldn't have any problems insuring them because they're a registered bike. So
that's a bonus point.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Oset, unfortunately, have had a few more delays in production, so the Osets are a little bit late still. I think we're talking October, December now in that period there. So unfortunately, there's a little bit of uncertainty around that. I think that's about it for bikes at the moment. Products.
Now we've got some Airoh helmets back in stock, which is nice because we haven't had those for a bit.
Yep.
Forma boots. We look like we're having light at the end of the tunnel. We might get some new boots in.
Yeah, we're pretty well. I think.
Everyone's
out of Forma boots, but the word is hopefully by the end of the month. So that's good. So if your boots have fallen off your feet, then hang in there. We might have some more Forma boots back in stock.
That's it.
By in September.
Yep, and you got a few little Alpinestars in the trailer as well.
Yes, got a few Alpinestars there. There's still a few of them available. They are the next level boot up.
They're like the creme de la creme.
Yeah, yep.
Neil, like you actually enjoy them, don't you?
I've never ridden with them before, but putting them on was like putting on a pair of shoes.
Oh, really?
Oh, they're magnificent. They're a little bit heavier. Than the Forma. They're slightly heavier, particularly if they pick up a bit of water. Yeah. Because there's the extra
Do they help with knee injuries?
Well, they don't. They are a little bit lower boot too. So there's a little bit more shin opened to foot pegs.
Oh,
well.
No.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So
they should really come with like a shin brace. Like they could be like the lady leather boots that like actually come up high to the knee and lower to the behind the knee there. Now that could be.
Yeah.
I might have to go into boot designs.
No worries. So that's cool. And rain jackets. I don't know why we'd want to have rain jackets in stock.
No.
But we've got.
We do.
What's the go with rain jackets?
Well, Neil, while you were away, and while we couldn't find any clear rain jackets because we're having issues with the suppliers.
Yeah, I can't source them clear ones at the moment.
So Neil and I did some retail shopping while Simon wasn't here.
Oh, that'd be right.
Yeah.
I'll have to check account.
Oh, yeah. See, did we tell you we've got socks as well? Don't forget, we have dry, clean, fresh
socks in stock.
Nice warm socks you could put on after a wet trial.
So that rhymes. Socks in stock.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what we've got, this one here is our signal range, which is awesome because they also come in kids, and we do have a couple of kid sizes coming.
Yep, they're on the
as
way.
well.
Yep.
Now these aren't waterproof; they are water repellent.
Oh yeah.
But they do come with a nice fleece lining.
Wow. Ooh, nice.
So it would be great to keep out the wind.
Oh, you got a pocket in
You've got pockets. It doesn't come with a hood.
Yep.
And do they have the side? Oh, they've got
pocket.
side pockets.
Yep.
But these ones don't have the side breathable panels.
So these are just to keep you warm and...
Yeah. This is just more so
around the
a
paddock?
little bit of, around the paddock. Maybe a drizzle of rain would be fine.
Yep.
But the fleece lining will keep you...
Nice and snuggly.
Yep.
That would have been handy. I should have grabbed that out of the van last trial.
And then... we'll just have to double check this one. This is, and these ones here, these are $87. So they're your base range for the jacket. And then we have the hoppers, which they feel a little bit more, going to be a bit more rain
That's your rain
resistant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's made from a polyester. Which is
it's nice and light.
Yep, light. It's got the elastic waistbands. Now, all the jackets come with the longer back. So to keep your little tushy dry and warm, which will be nice. And again, you've got your side pockets.
Yeah.
This one feels like it would be quite breathable. And then you've got
pockets there as well.
Pockets at the front.
Oh, awesome.
So that's just a little one. You could put a phone there, but I don't know if I'd really trust a phone on your chest in case you fell off.
Scorecards.
Scorecards would be brilliant. It's got a nice high neck as well, and it's also got fabric around the zipper, so you're not going to have a zipper
rubbing you.
Yep.
Yeah.
They do come with a couple more internal pockets.
Internal pockets, yeah.
So that, and it's also got a bit... It's not actually like a fleecy lining, but it's a bit thicker. So again, would be great to keep out.
Down there too.
Yeah, pockets on the side. So they're really nice. These ones are $127. And then finally, the creme de la creme.
Oh, is this my one?
No. This is the glow jacket, which is pretty sweet.
Nice.
What size did my husband grab? Oh, he grabbed a large. But this is gorgeous. So you've got your hood,
okay.
which is also detachable,
as
well as all your pockets on the front. It actually comes with side pockets, which make it breathable. So you can wear it. It's kind of like a rain, hail, or shine jacket.
Nice.
It's very, very lovely. I'll undo it all. So it's got a bit of a mesh lining. Neil wore one tried one on the other day, and it was quite lovely. But you've got lots of your internal pockets. Again, they're all got zippers. This one also comes with a little
tighten it up
around your waist there.
Gee.
So it is the creme de la creme. It's got Velcro, so you can adjust it to how tight you want it around your wrist. It's just an all-round delightful jacket.
Awesome.
And so we've got pretty much every jacket now in every size. So working from a small to, I think, double X.
Yeah, double XL.
Double XL.
Triple or triple. Some of them go up to triples.
Yep. But no, I mean, this is something that you ask Santa Claus to bring you. So if you do want Santa Claus to bring you something, because the other day I read we must be only like 20 Fridays away from Christmas.
Don't say that, Jess.
You will need to place in orders, so we will have them in stock. But other than that, we do have some in stock. They're not the actual clear jackets, but we are working on...
Yep. Well, that one there is really your riding
riding jacket.
Yeah, yep, nice.
So...
Good work. I think we should give our model a clap.
Well, can't really do too much fancy stuff with my knee.
Don't go doing your knee in.
Oh, I can't really do any more damage. God, it's already fully torn.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for that. And talking about protectors, that's protection for yourself. But we've also got a lot of the your
bike protectors,
front suspension shocky fork protectors, swinging arm protectors. We got some of the
casing,
header pipe protectors, those sorts of stuff. There's a reasonable number of those in stock as well. So that's cool. So where are we at? That's about it, really.
Yeah.
Anything else we were going to cover?
Oh, we've got, not this weekend, but the next weekends we've got Rainer's farm.
Oh, yeah, rain. Is that rain? Is that raining?
Well, it could be, because I do remember. Let me guess. It was 9 years ago, and it teemed down with rain. And the only way I remember that is because we had brought Audrey into the world about a month ago, and then I was,
Oh, you're kidding me!
That year, and I just remember it. I ended up leaving because it was so wet. I'm like, I'm out of here. Sorry.
Well,
history could repeat because Rainer's.
Turn your alarm off.
Oh, that's it.
Because Rainer's farm is actually Audrey's birthday on the 14th, so.
Right.
Who knows?
Okay.
I'm expecting rain.
Yeah.
We've had rain every other trial. Why bring on the sunshine now?
Yeah, well, it might be raining at Rainer's, who knows? But I'm really looking forward to Prestige 5 at Rainer's farm there, just this side of Brookton. It's a great venue to get around on.
That was going to be my comeback trial after my knee injury, so that ain't going to happen.
And the other thing I'm really looking forward to, I'm riding your bike.
That's fine. You can't do anything as bad as what I've done on it so far. So she's most probably going to be relieved, going, "Oh my God, someone that can finally ride me."
Oh dear me. So no, that's awesome. But that's basically it from us. My timer, I set the timer to see how long 30 minutes would be.
Well, you've only gone over a minute,
so we're not doing too bad. But
no.
It's fantastic to be back. I'm glad to be back. I dearly missed the Blackwood, although I thoroughly enjoyed myself over at the Fink with my middle lad Paul, and we unfortunately we went off up to Darwin for a trip as well, and then we got caught up in the old COVID thing. So so it's great to be back and riding. So really looking forward to the next trial and catching up with everyone again.
Definitely.
No worries.
Okay, well, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me. So, see you later. Ciao.
Ciao.
Awesome. That goes quick, eh?